You're going to want to check this out. 18 tips to save money. Are you having trouble controlling your overspending? You're not the only one. It's an issue that many people struggle with. But if you follow a few simple guidelines, you can truly bring your spending under control. In this video, we will talk about 18 tips that you should follow to save money. You don't have to spend too much to enjoy life. Tune in to discover how you can live your life to the fullest with minimal cost. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to learn more about wealth and get updates on our content. Alright, let's start with number 18. Stop buying books. A fantastic and extensive collection of reading materials and books can be found at the library. You can get these things for free from the library instead of having to spend money on them. It will save you money and save you from accumulating a ton of books you'll probably only read either once or twice, both of which will help you declutter your house. Number 17. Prepare a lunchbox. Find out how much you can save by taking your lunch to work in a brown bag and see whether it's worth the effort. As you prepare your food, you learn the sources of each ingredient and can make wise decisions about what to put in your body. Plus, it's cheaper than eating out at restaurants every day. Number 16. Go to local parks. Going to an amusement park will cost you some cash. Expenses like food and maybe toys are not included in this list. You can't easily guess how much it will cost you to take your kids to an amusement park. You may take your kids to a local park instead, where they can ride bikes, run about, and play without having to pay anything. They may also enjoy the outdoors and have a breath of fresh air. The outdoors is a great place to spend quality time with your loved one and have a meaningful discussion. When it comes to taking the kids out, here is how the thrifty do it. They avoid pricey amusement parks in favor of free, locally maintained parks where they can spend time outside. They either bring meals from the house to save spending money on eating out, or they eat before heading out. Number 15. Plant your herbs and spices. Don't waste any more money on seasonings and herbs. If you produce your own, you can reduce expenses. If you have never done something like that before, there are plenty of guides available online to help you learn the basics. However, one of the easiest methods to reduce wasting money is to produce herbs and spices. It's also possible that this method is more nutritious than using commercially available spices and seasonings. If you cultivate your herbs and spices organically, you know they are free of harmful chemicals. Number 14. Prepare your food. Another way to save expenses is to make use of the food that is already in your pantry and fridge, rather than ordering costly food from restaurants or going out to eat. Eat something before you leave the house if you want to cut down on the amount of money you spend on food while you're out and about. Number 13. Home dates. Those who pay attention to their finances are aware that dating nights may be somewhat pricey. They are conscious of the time and money commitment that is required to keep up a social life with their partner. There are expenses such as the price of petrol and travel, the cost of lodging, and the cost of food and entertainment. But if they don't limit their spending, they can simply end up overspending and feeling guilty about it. They would rather watch movies at home on their television while snacking on popcorn and enjoying a candlelit meal together at home rather than going out. As you can see, thrifty individuals are also good party people. They can enjoy the pleasures of life without completely exhausting their bank accounts. Number 12. Utilize pantry and fridge food. If you know what you'll be eating over the next few days, you can buy the ingredients you need in bulk. Because of this, you won't have to make as many trips to the grocery shop. Not only do you have an orderly pantry stocked with all the ingredients you need for your recipes, but you also no longer need to waste cash on certain food products anymore. Making use of what's already in your fridge is another excellent way to extend the life of perishable items and ensure that nothing goes to waste before its expiration. Number 11. Coupons. Frugal people avoid paying full price by taking advantage of discounts and special offers. Using these coupons may help people save money since they won't have to buy the items at regular prices. Also, they'll have funds for things like renovating a house or putting money aside for the future. They also know where to go to get their hands on excellent goods at lower costs, such as secondhand stores and thrift shops. Number 10. Forget credit cards. Make sure your credit cards are hidden somewhere so you won't be able to easily access them. If you can freeze it, just do so. No matter how hard you try, getting rid of your credit cards will be the only way to finally bring your spending under control. Avoid using credit cards at all costs and instead, only use cash for purchases. Because of this, you won't be able to spend any money that you currently don't have. Number 9. Have a Christmas savings. Many individuals will spend their hard-earned cash on others during the Christmas season. However, those who can save for the holidays in advance do not feel the need to spend any money at all. To cover costs, they set aside a certain amount of money each month. Over the Christmas season, they will have to make some purchases for parties and presents. Since they had already set aside funds for this purpose a few months earlier, they no longer need to worry about going into debt to pay for presents. You might use the same idea for your holiday expenditures and discover how easy it is to refrain from overindulging in the season's festivities. Number 8. Use cash. If you pay for your purchases with cash, you will have less of an opportunity to spend more than you intend to. Because you won't be able to use your credit card for impulse buys, you won't end up spending more money than you planned to. Using this strategy makes it simple to see how close you are getting to hitting your spending limit with each transaction. This also shows that you have sound judgment when it comes to finances. Number 7. Have a grocery list. It's a good idea to compile a list of what you need before heading out to the grocery. Avoid unnecessary purchases by restricting your expenditure to just those in your list. This will eventually prevent you from purchasing these items at the register. It may also help you break the attitude of making unplanned purchases, which can quickly drain your savings. You may keep the list in your head, on paper, or phone. Making a shopping list, though, won't require too much of your time. You'll save time since you won't have to wander the store aimlessly without a list. Number 6. Know your spending triggers. You may reduce your spending if you realize what causes you to give in to temptation. You may learn more about the mental and emotional factors that influence your spending by doing this. Whenever you're feeling down or stressed, do you find yourself drawn to the mall? To what extent do you use retail therapy to boost your mood and sense of well-being? Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, do you need comfort food like pizza or takeout? If you want to reduce your spending on unnecessary goods, you need to first recognize and then avoid the things that set off your excessive spending. This is one method of maintaining financial control. Because you are aware of the situations that drive you to overspend, you are in a better position to resist the temptation to give in. When you take those factors out of the equation, you eliminate the impulse to spend. Number 5. Practice saying no to your friends. If we fall under pressure from our peers, it might lead to excessive spending on our part. On the other hand, if we can show self-control and let our friends know that we want to save money, they may be more understanding of our situation. Even though our friends have our best interests at heart, it may be difficult to control our spending if we are surrounded by individuals who have negative financial habits such as overspending. If you are aware that you do not have the financial means to provide the sort of fun that they are looking for, such as going for shopping or eating at a fancy restaurant, you should respectfully decline their offer. Saying no is always an option. You won't feel the need to make any further purchases as a result of this. Perhaps a potluck supper at your place would be more cost-effective than a night out. Don't be shy about telling others that you're trying to cut down on your spending and that they may be able to provide a hand. Number 4. Monitor your purchases. Want to decrease your expenses? Keep a close eye on the amount of money you spend. If you break down your monthly costs in this manner, it will be easier for you to discover areas in which you may reduce the amount of money you spend. Having a complete record of all your expenses may provide you with a deeper insight into your current financial status, which is why doing so is one of the most important steps in creating a sustainable budget. Number 3. The 10-day rule. Wait a few days before making a large purchase if you're trying to save money. Put it in your shopping cart but hold off on paying for it for now. A few days later, come back to your shopping cart. Do you still wish to purchase it? Or have you come to terms with the fact that you shouldn't give in to impulse purchases? That is why you need to rethink the online purchases you make before deciding to check them out of your shopping cart. Number 2. Set a budget. Developing a budget plan is yet another option for cutting down on unnecessary expenditures. By doing so, you may see your actual financial condition. Since all of your cash will be going toward the goals you've set out in your budget, you won't feel like making any impulsive purchases. If you have strategy in place, you'll be less inclined to give in to impulse buys since you'll know exactly what effect doing so will have on your financial goals. And if you have a budget in place, you won't spend more than you take in. As part of your monthly budget, you might prevent going over your spending limit and watch your savings grow if you have a certain amount of money sent into your savings account. Number 1. Develop a financial goal. If you have particular savings objectives in mind, it may be easier for you to reduce spending that is not essential. Maybe you're putting money aside for a vacation, or maybe it's for school, or maybe it's for a car. Whatever the case may be, it's good to have savings. Because of your financial target, you will have less of an urge to make purchases that are necessary, even if your goal is only to pay off your existing debt. If you intend to get out of debt, you will reduce the amount of money that you spend each month. That's a distinguishing factor between those who are financially literate and those who aren't. They are prepared to take the necessary steps towards saving money. Stopping all spending would be the solution. That's it for this video. If you enjoy this content, please press the thumbs up button. You can also leave comments to let us know your suggestions and thoughts. See you next time!